Hey there, Chiefs fan. We've got some seriously exciting news to kick off your day, and no, it's not about Mahomes or Kels this time. This one's about a name you might not be too familiar with yet, but you definitely should be. Janarius Robinson. Yeah, that Janarius Robinson. The big headline? He just told the media he's 100% healthy and ready to roll for the 2025 season. Now, I know what you're thinking, okay, but who is this guy, and why should I care? Stick with me here, because this could be one of those quiet moves that pays off big. Robinson, a defensive end who recently signed with the Chiefs, has had a rough go in the NFL so far. Injuries kept him from really showing the league what he's capable of. But now, finally, he says his body feels great. In his words, "I'm 100% right now. I feel good. Body feels good, healed up. I'm just ready to go to Kansas City and show what I can do." That confidence, that hunger, that's what makes this news so exciting. Because we're not just talking about another body on the roster. We're talking about a guy who's been waiting for his moment and believes this is it. Imagine spending 4 seasons on the sidelines more than on the field, only 16 total games played. That's less than one full season's worth. But now, he's healthy, he's focused, and he's landed in Kansas City. So why does this matter to you? Because this is the kind of underdog story the Chiefs Kingdom loves. A talented player who just needed a real shot, now joining a championship culture that thrives on hard work and redemption. And hey, I want to hear from you. Did you know who Janarius Robinson was before today? Drop a comment right now. Do you think he has what it takes to make an impact in KC? While you're down there, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and tap the notification bell. We're on a mission to hit 4,000 subscribers, and your support means everything. If you love daily Chiefs talk, rumors, and bold takes, you're in the right place. Let's dive a little deeper into who this guy is and where he came from. All right, now that we've set the stage, let's talk about where Janarius Robinson came from and why so many people still believe in his potential. Before the injuries, before the inconsistent NFL snaps, Robinson was that guy at Florida State. He was a dominant force on the Seminoles' defensive line, long, athletic, disruptive. The numbers don't lie. 105 total tackles, 21 tackles for loss, 8 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries. Those are real college production stats. And it's what got him drafted in the 4th round by the Minnesota Vikings. Scouts saw his rare combination of size, length, and bend around the edge. A guy who could develop into something special with the right coaching and, maybe more importantly, some stability. But then, life happened. Injury after injury kept derailing his career. Not once, but 2 straight season-ending injuries in 2021 and 2022. He bounced from the Vikings to the Eagles, then to the Raiders. And despite all the setbacks, here he is still fighting. And here's a stat that really puts things into perspective. Over 4 seasons in the NFL, Janarius Robinson has played in just 16 games. That's less than one full season of football in 4 years. But now, with a clean bill of health and a fresh start in Kansas City, he's got a chance to rewrite that story. And let's not forget, guys like this, hungry and with something to prove, are often the ones who show up and show out when given the opportunity. We've seen it before. We'll see it again. So, now I'm turning it over to you. Do you think he deserves this shot? I mean, who doesn't love a comeback story? Smash that like button if you're rooting for Robinson, and hit the comments with a simple yes or no should the Chiefs take a real chance on him. Stick around, because up next, we're breaking down exactly why Robinson might be the perfect fit in Steve Spagnuolo's defense. Okay, let's break it down. Why did Janarius Robinson choose Kansas City? And more importantly, why might this actually be the perfect place for him to finally take off? In his own words, Robinson said, "I think that's a perfect fit, just to be long and athletic, to be able to move and bend around the edge, and also play around in the run game. That's music to Spag's ears." If you know anything about Steve Spagnuolo's defensive scheme, you know he loves long, athletic edge rushers who can do more than just sack the quarterback. He wants guys who can set the edge, read the backfield, drop in zone if needed, and rotate across multiple fronts. Versatility is everything. That's exactly the kind of player Robinson has the tools to become. He's 6'5", has that wingspan that clogs passing lanes, and enough raw athleticism to get around tackles with the right technique and coaching. And let's not overlook the low risk, high reward factor here. He's not a lock for the 53-man roster. He's coming in to compete. No big contract, no major expectations, just an open opportunity. That's the kind of environment where players either rise or fade. And guess what? The Chiefs need depth on the edge. After George Karlaftis and Charles Omenihu, things get thin pretty quickly. Mike Dana is solid, but there's definitely room for someone like Robinson to carve out a role, especially on third downs or in rotational packages. Plus, how about this for a quote from Robinson? "It'll be a pleasure to be on the good side of things now. Not having to chase around Kels and Mahomes. He knows what kind of squad he just joined. And that mindset of wanting to contribute and not just coast is something Chiefs Kingdom should welcome with open arms." Poll time, Chiefs fans. Do you think Robinson can crack the 53-man roster? Drop a comment. Yes or no, and if you're new here, subscribe now. We're not just talking football. We're building a community. Up next, let's talk about the real upside, what this move could mean for the Chiefs' defense in 2025. All right, let's talk future. Because if Janarius Robinson does stay healthy and makes the roster, this move could be a sneaky win for the Chiefs' defense heading into 2025. Let's be honest, this isn't just about depth. It's about potential. If Robinson plays anywhere near the level he flashed at Florida State, then Kansas City just grabbed a disruptive edge rusher without spending big in free agency or the draft. That's the kind of roster building that keeps dynasties rolling. Defensive line. Coach Joe Cullen has a great track record of molding pass rushers into real contributors. Remember what Karlaftis looked like as a rookie. Now imagine giving Cullen a guy like Robinson, 6'5", long arms, explosive first step. The raw materials are there. Now, will it all click? That's the million-dollar question. But here's what we do know. The front seven is wide open right now. With Chris Jones holding it down in the middle and Omenihu expected to have a bigger year, the edge spots are up for grabs. If Robinson can show consistency in camp, especially against the run, he could absolutely secure a rotational spot, maybe even more. The real upside. Depth equals flexibility. With a deeper pass rushing unit, Spags can throw more exotic looks at offenses. More rotation keeps the starters fresh. More threats off the edge means more pressure, more turnovers, more chances for the Chiefs to dictate games defensively, not just react. And let's not forget when you've got a roster loaded with stars like Mahomes, Kels, and Pacheco. You need these smart, low-cost additions to fill out the roster and keep the machine moving. So, Chiefs Kingdom, let's make it real. How high is Robinson's ceiling? Could he become a key rotational piece, or even a starter down the line? Type upside in the comments if you're buying the potential. Or type pass if you think it's too risky to count on a guy with that injury history. Coming up in our final chapter, we'll give this move a final grade, talk next steps, and open it up to you with a big off-season question. All right, time to wrap it all up and put a bow on this signing. Janarius Robinson to the Chiefs. Final grade B+, why not an A? Simple injuries. You can't ignore 2 season-ending injuries in back-to-back years. He's only played 16 total NFL games. That's not even a full season across for years. But here's why it gets a solid B+ and not something lower. This is a low-risk, high-reward pickup. The Chiefs didn't break the bank. They're not locked in long-term. And Robinson wants to prove himself in Kansas City. That hunger is real, and the scheme fit couldn't be better. He's said it himself, he's excited to be on the good side now, not chasing Mahomes and Kels, but playing with them. That energy matters. And let's remember, every year, a handful of fringe guys explode in camp and preseason and earn a roster spot. If Robinson stays healthy and shows up in camp, he could absolutely be one of those guys in 2025. So, what's next? First, watch him closely in Otis and training camp. If you start hearing his name in reports making plays, standing out, it'll be a great sign. Second, look at the rest of the depth chart. If the Chiefs don't bring in another D before the season starts, that means they really want to see what Robinson can do. And third, free agency isn't over. This signing reminds us that there are still under-the-radar players out there who can make a difference. So let's throw it to you, Chiefs. Kingdom, fan challenge. If you could sign one more free agent before week 1, who would it be? Could be a vet, a pass rusher, a corner, you name it. Drop your dream target in the comments right now. And if you've enjoyed the breakdown, hit that like button and subscribe. This is Total Chiefs, and we've got the hottest Chiefs news, rumors, and analysis coming every single week. Appreciate you for riding with us. Until next time, Chiefs fans. Let's go get that 3rd straight Super Bowl.